Hey everyone, Rhodes Perry from Rhodes Perry Consulting. I am the founder and creator of the Belonging Practice, and I want to remind you of an important truth. Attention is your superpower. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Marketers have long known this truth and have refined techniques to manipulate your emotions and arrest your attention. Similarly, research shows that political actors employ these very same methods to manipulate public opinion by capturing attention through the media. Marketers and politicians jockey for your attention because they know the truth. Attention is your superpower. It's the lens that shapes your reality. And right now, there is a war for your attention. One of the ways your attention gets captured is through collective trauma. I have a question for you. Has collective trauma captured your attention? And I really want you to look within yourself right now. If you're living in the United States, perhaps your answer is a strong yes, given the ongoing assaults to our democratic norms and values. So if that is a yes, if it's kind of a maybe, the following practice is designed to help you reclaim and restore your attention under these new pressures, along with the same old pressures that you've managed in the past. Now, your goal is to shape back the world that you long for. And to reach that goal, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to engage in a body-based practice known as centering to help you regain presence and awareness by using feelings, sensations, and pressures in your tissues to bring you back to the present moment. When you feel grabbed by the news or actions intended to dysregulate your nervous system, this is the practice that can help you reclaim your attention in those moments. It's also going to help you recognize an activity that you can do called resource building to bring you back to a more calm and regulated state. So throughout this practice, I'll invite you to consider some of the activities in which you are in an embodied state, meaning that you are really present in the moment. So I'll give examples of being in nature, climbing mountains, seeing the awe of the beauty of the world that surrounds us and brings us back to our human experience. That's resource building. It could be making art. It could be dancing, right? It could be laughing with friends, right? But these are really important practices to bring you back and to reclaim your attention and your focus. And that leads to the last practice that will be blended into the centering today, which is really connecting to that which you long for, the things that you long for, the world that you desire to live in, how you want to shape that world really comes down to what matters most to you and gaining a better appreciation of why that matters. So you'll have the opportunity to consider a commitment that you can reorganize your activities around to keep you focused and to keep your attention focused on the things that matter most, that will have the greatest impact in your world. So that's where we're going to go. And from center, right, when we do this practice, we get to notice and act from our sensing and feeling self, meaning that we get to act in alignment with our values, our moral compass, right? And that allows us to be more open and connected to ourselves, to others in the world around us. And it helps us determine what really matters most. It helps us protect that valuable currency of our attention and to invest it in skillful actions that will bring about the world that we long for. So to do this practice, I invite you to either stand or remain seated, depending on where you're at in the moment. For this practice, I'll be standing. This is an audio practice. Normally, I do these through my YouTube channel, which is at Belonging Movement. So if you'd like to see visual activities like these, you can go to that channel. For the podcast and for my Substack posts today, this is an audio practice. So you can take this on the go with you. And it's intended in those moments when you feel grabbed by the news or whatever event is happening at the national or world level, right? This brings you back into your present moment. It brings you back to the things that matter most to you. So find that comfortable position and allow your spine to naturally lengthen. And one of the best ways to do that is if you're seated, really make sure the soles of your feet are planted firmly on the ground. And if you're standing, make sure that your feet are hip width distance apart. You've got a nice center of gravity starting from just below your navel and really feeling that weight drop down into your legs. Now, this is again a moment where we're really allowing gravity to do its thing, right? To allow gravity to calm and settle your nerves, to be in your body, and just to notice the wisdom that is present right now. So, if you're feeling any pressure, temperature, sensations along the length of your body, right? Starting with the soles of your feet, maybe feeling that connection with the earth and the earth rising up to meet your feet. What do you notice there? Do you notice the tips of your toes? Do you notice the energy or sensation that is flowing around your heel, right? Or maybe the arch of your foot? Just kind of notice that connection, right? And imagine your feet, right? Imagine kind of sending air, your breath down through your body, down through your legs, and into your feet, right? Really feel that. Feel the breath filling up the full dimensions of your foot. The bottom of your foot, the tops of your foot, the tops of your feet, the sides, right? And just notice what is present for you in these wonderful parts of our body that allow us to be here, to move, to be in our bodies, right? The important role that they play. And as you're noticing your feet, notice your knees too. Make sure that there's a slight bend in your knees and that you're inviting gravity again just to move down from your knees, down into your calves, and down into your feet. And go ahead and send the breath into your knees, right? And again, making sure that they're not locked, right? And maybe moving up from your knees, like into your hips, right? Maybe feel the fronts of your hips, the backs of your hips, the right side, the left side of your hip, and just notice what's there. And we're going to be sending our exhale, right? Our breath out and our energy down, right? Down from our nose, right? So we'll inhale the breath in, and on the exhale from our nose, bringing the breath down through the center of our body, down through our tissues, and down through our knees, our ankles, and our feet out into the earth, right? And on the next exhale that you do, go ahead and just exhale everything out so you can make an audible sound. Just go ahead and let that out. And you're sending everything out, right? Obviously, you're sending the breath out in this moment. But maybe there's also words, actions, or behaviors that no longer serve you. So when you're sending that breath out on your next exhale, also send out and send into the earth the things that are no longer serving you. So again, a breath in for resource and restoring our bodies, and that breath out, sending it all the way down through our tissues and out through our feet and into the earth. Right? Just audibly exhaling that out and trusting that the earth has the capacity to transform all of those things into something beautiful, like a flower, right? And at the same time, on your inhale, right? On your inhale, draw up from the earth, draw up the things that you may need to resource and build into your body, into your practice every day, right? Go ahead and send everything that you need from the earth up into your body, through your feet, through your knees, through your hips, up along your spine, all the way up through your chest, up into your throat, into your face, and out through the top of your head. Sending out all of those things that you can bring into the world that are in alignment with your values, right? And again, this exchange, the inhale, we're drawing up from the earth all that we need to resource and reset in this moment from that place of vertical center, right? That length moving up through your body. And then again, right? on our exhale, moving down through our body. Now, at this moment, as you're hearing my voice, if you're watching this on a computer screen, you're also likely seeing images of beautiful mountains kind of scrolling through, right? So, if this is helping you focus on the felt sense of your body right now, maybe noticing pressure, temperature, sensations coming up, really notice the beauty of these mountains, the images of the mountains. And I invite you to imagine, just like the mountain, this length in your body, from the foothills of where your feet are located to the peak experience of this mountain, the summit of the mountain at the top of your head, right? Really feel, right? Really feel this dignity, right? The dignity that you see, the awe when you're looking at a mountain. Feel that reflecting in yourself, right? Feel the energy of these gorgeous mountains and imagine the energy and the power that exists. I mean, these are mountains in the Cascades, so they're lava or they're volcanoes. So really imagine the potential energy that exists in these lava chambers and feel that same source of power within your body. Notice, right? Notice when you think about the dignity of your length, the sense of power. Where does that live inside of your body? Is there a sensation? Is there a part of your body that kind of lights up? Is there buzzing? You know, maybe there's nothing that's felt. This is all information for you. So when you're sending things out that no longer serve you on that exhale, imagine standing at the peak of a mountain and you're sending down through your body, right? From the tip of your head all the way out through your feet, right? You're sending out things that no longer serve you and you're sending that deep inside of the mountain. And that allows the lava to really incinerate those things that no longer serve you and just turning it into the energy of the mountain, the energy that the mountain needs to be, and the place that the mountain sits on the planet, right? And just like you, kind of sending those things out that no longer serve you and transforming them. And again, imagining standing at the top of this mountain peak, I invite you to draw up from this mountain, from this volcano, the strength and dignity that you need to exist in this present moment. So go ahead and ask this of the mountain. What is it that you need in this moment to draw into your body, through your feet, up through your knees and your hips, up along your spine, to the top of your head, and out into the atmosphere? So this is the extension. We're both sending energy down on our exhale as well as up on our inhale, and imagining being a part of the mountain as we do this. And that's just feeling that extra sense of length. And maybe we're feeling this between our vertebrae, maybe 10% more. Maybe there's an extra space now between your jaw and the skull, right? So maybe you're just opening your mouth, maybe taking the tongue off of the roof of your mouth and having a little more space between your teeth, and feeling into the energy, inhaling all that you need in this moment: strength, courage, steadiness, just like that mountain. And on the exhale, send out any kind of lava explosion of anger, frustration, impatience, maybe overwhelm, maybe the early onset of burnout. Now, these no longer serve you, so send those out into the mountain. And again, an audible release. Go ahead and just exhale. Just let it out. And then send it up. Send up the things that you need: strength, courage, steadiness. Source that from the mountain. And again, go ahead and exhale. Now, from this place, we're going to be imagining the width of the mountain. So take a look at some of these images of the mountain. If you're viewing this on YouTube, right? Check out the width of the mountain. Now, in some of these images you're looking at, there's images of mountains like Mount Shasta, right? Now, this is an enormous mountain, right? It's over 14,000 feet high, and its width is massive. It's in the Cascade Range. It's the second highest peak next to Mount Rainier. And when I look at images of this mountain, I see strength, I see courage, I see steadiness in the face of storms, in the face of beautiful weather. And so as you look at the length, also look at the arms of these mountains furling out. There's an unfurling energy extending to the east and the west. And just like that mountain, I invite you to unfurl from your center in your chest. So unfurling your arms out, maybe lifting them up slightly. And feel that unfurling of your shoulders, both on the front parts of your shoulder blades and the back. Feel this extra space that's open to you now. Really drawing your arms out, and again, allowing those shoulders to unfurl. And extend that energy through your forearms and the palms of your hand. Feel the energy move through you. Feel that extension from your heart center, where your sense of belonging lives, your home in this body, and sending that energy out through your right fingertips, and then out through your left fingertips, and then sending that energy out through both fingertips at the same time. Equal energy shooting out from the right and the left, just like those arms of the mountain. Feeling that boundary between the edges of your fingertips and the space around them, the air that embraces your body and holds you in this place. And feel that sense of belonging in this space. Feel that sense of connection that you have between yourself, your space, and the centering practice that we're all doing together. What does it feel like in your body to be connected, to feel this inner sense of belonging to yourself inside of your tissues, in your body, squeezing more juice out of the life that you have and extending out to the space and communities that surround you, knowing that you're not alone in this practice, nor in this existence. We have each other. So feel into that connection, that inner knowing that there's greater interdependence in this width that we're centering across in space and time. And like the mountains that you're seeing, with their dignity and their length, there's also a sense of belonging to where they exist. So I also recognize, right, as we do the centering practice, that there is a depth. There is a depth to us. There's a depth to the mountains that we're looking at. It's a 3D sense of being. It's the fullness of who we are. And I want you to imagine that the south side of these mountains that we're looking at, that's our back, right? And this is the mountain's back. So the peak of the mountain down to the core of the earth is its center, right? And the front of that mountain is the north-facing side. So just like that mountain, I invite you to go to the south side, your back, and invite in oxygen to fill up the full space from the back of your skull to the back of your sacrum, down to the backs of your calves and your heels, and really fill up with oxygen, nourishing breath to feel an aliveness behind you. Now, what's behind you is your history. It's the people that have shaped you, the experiences that you've had, the different versions of yourself that have allowed you to survive to this very moment in space and time. And as you feel into your back, I want you to imagine two hands on the back of your shoulders. And these could be hands of someone that you love in your life, someone that's no longer here on this earth, or the known reality of ancestors, maybe ancestors that you've never met, who love you and have paid it forward for you to be here. Feel those hands on your back and notice what it's like to feel the support of those that have your best interest in mind, unconditionally. Breathe into those hands and notice sensations, pressure, temperature. Maybe there's a friendly internal dialogue reminding you of a moment in time of being in this memory with a person. I know that support is accessible to you as you center in action, as you fill up your back. Move to the center of your body, right? Go along the internal parts of your body, thinking about internal organs, your spine, the things that keep you together. And imagine the top of your head just like the top of that mountain, that summit, and send energy from the top of your head and exhale down through the center of your body, along your spine, filling out the space between the back and front of your body. And notice the quality of your breath. Without changing how you're breathing, has anything altered? Does your breath feel more steady? Is there a measured cadence? Is it shallow? Are you breathing faster? Just notice. There's no right or wrong here. There's nothing you need to do in this moment besides noticing what is felt. So really check in with your body, with your tissues, the wisdom that's there. From that center place, we move to the front of the body now. Just like the north side of that mountain. This is the center that faces north. It faces towards the next action. From that place of steadiness, that place of strength, that place of courage, just like the mountain, I invite you to place your hands on your solar plexus, that space where your ribs connect to the center part, just above your abdomen, right below your heart, and feel into that power source and notice. What does it feel like to put total trust in yourself? Notice in your body what you feel. And even if you don't have a lot of the future figured out, notice what it's like to feel trust in your body, trust in yourself, that next action will become apparent and it will guide you with intuition on your next move. You don't have to have it all figured out. There's an internal sense of trust. Can you feel that in your body? Again, just notice. Notice what comes up. Notice if nothing comes up. And just notice. Whatever that might be, maybe in terms of next action, maybe there's a strong sense of rest. Does that resonate with your body? Maybe it's measuring out what possible actions you can take. And notice how that feels in your body. It's you determining your capacity. You're determining right now what's possible by listening to your body. What capacity does your body have in this moment? This is the source of our sense, our internal sense of safety and connection, and our sense of trust in ourselves. So feel into that. Notice what your relationship is to this internal sense of trust. Is it there? Is it faint? Is it hard to notice? And from that space, I invite you to take your hands right below your navel and place them on your belly and ask yourself in this moment, what's most important to me? And breathe into that. Take a breath in, hold, and a breath out. And again, in this moment, if I were to ask you, what's most important to you right now? Allow your body to signal to you that which is most important. And when you inhale, ask yourself, why does that matter in this moment? Go ahead, breathe into that and ask yourself that question again. What's most important to me? Notice what comes up. Why does that matter? And notice what comes up. Now, these are two questions I invite you to reflect on. I invite you to journal on and to move throughout the world with you, allowing your body to organize and reorganize around that which is most important to you. Now, this is important. This is coming from your body, right? Really trust that intuition of what's coming up and be curious. You might be surprised by what your body is saying. And in these moments of overwhelm, if that's what you're feeling, and it's understandable, we are living through some very, very scary times. So overwhelm is natural. So when that arises, if that arises, consider returning to this practice, because what you practice is what you are. And it can really help you in the world that we're in right now to move from a place of center, to move from a place where your body is in alignment with your actions and where your actions are putting your values into motion. So we want to be values aligned, right? And we want to have the energy to be in alignment with our values and to take right risks when they arise, to speak truth to power when we have the energy and we know that we're physically safe in doing so. And this is going to take increasing our capacity to being uncomfortable, and the centering practice can help us with that. So for now, I thank you for centering with me. I invite you to join our group belonging practice on most Thursdays at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And for more information, I encourage you to check out the notes that are accompanied by this video. Thank you for practicing with me, and thank you for growing the belonging movement.